Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. Time for a concert review, I guess. More just kind of showing the records and the stuff I got signed. But a few weeks ago, I went and saw Accept and Judas Priest, KK's Priest, and Accept is one of those bands that I've always wanted to see live. I met the band back in 2016 at an airport in Brazil and got a picture taken with them. And I showed that years ago. But I've always wanted to take that picture and get it signed. But they haven't played anywhere near here until a few weeks ago when they played in Nashville, which is about a little over a 3-hour drive, about 3 hours and 15 minutes. So I made the trip up there. And I wanted to make sure I could get something signed. So I did the meet and greet. Which wasn't super expensive, but it was really cool. It was relatively limited. I think they were only doing 20 per show. So we got to spend time and actually hang out with the band for a little bit. And I got quite a bit signed, including the picture, which is, I should have taken it off the wall. I didn't think about it. But as part of the meet and greet, you were allowed to bring, they said you could bring 2 records to get signed, but there were people bringing like 5 and 6. I wish I had brought more, but the ones I decided to bring with me were the new record. It's the tour for this one, so I wanted to get it signed. So Humanoid. So I got that signed, and then as part of the package, they gave you a signed set list, a pick set which has everybody's name on it. Does it have Wolf? And then I actually got one of Wolf's picks that he was playing as well, which was very cool. This album took a little bit to grow on me, and a couple people when I reviewed it a few months ago said I just needed to listen to it more, and that was definitely the case because I love this thing now. I've been playing this quite a bit. I'm actually going to play this again before I put it away, but fantastic album. I also got Blind Rage signed. It's just an all-time favorite, and of the 7 guys in the band, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of the 6 guys in the band, I believe everybody that signed it. There might be one guy that signed this that wasn't on this record, but oh well, it is what it is. But Blind Rage, I love this record. I love all the Mark Tornillo era Accept albums, but this is the one that really got me listening to them and buying the rest of them, and it's still my favorite from the modern era, and it's just fantastic album. I highly recommend this one, but so I had to get that one signed. It's just a great album cover. This one will end up on my wall, and then again, as part of the package, you got a signed picture. What else did you get? Some arm. They all wear armbands, so got a set of those, an Accept bag. I'm trying to think what else. There was a few other things in there too. It was a pretty good little package. But then before seeing them, I pulled this out and spun it a couple times. So Balls to the Wall, just one of the all-time classics. And then and actually this was a recent pickup. I found it for like $15 and grabbed it because it was in good condition. I grabbed it because I knew I had a couple friends looking for it. And then I played it, and it sounded really fucking good, like way better than I remember it sounding. And I pulled out my German pressing, which is the main one I had in my collection. This is was it the Robert Ludwig that did this one? It's not Ludwig. Who is it? It's going to drive me nuts. Steve Hoffman. I can't remember if this is Steve Hoffman or Robert Ludwig, but whichever one did this one, it's fantastic. Like, I got to pull it because it's going to drive me nuts. I want to credit the right guy, and I want you guys to buy the right pressing of this. So, but I was blown away how much better this sounds. Yeah, Robert Ludwig. I don't know why I had Steve Hoffman in my head. I think I was talking about him with somebody in the last couple days. But this US Robert Ludwig pressing blows away any pressing that I've ever heard. And it was like real, like as I was listening to it, I hadn't listened to this in a couple of years, and it just, the sonics just sounded way better than I remember it ever sounding. And you know, sometimes you can just attribute it. My stereo system's not the same as it was a couple of years ago, and I thought maybe that was it. So I pulled out the copy on, and it was a mint pressing too, and the bass and the mids on this just kill the European pressing. Anyway, and then it's really funny. I thought I had Blood of the Nations, and I only had it on CD. And I really wanted to listen to that before the show, so I ended up going on Amazon and ordering it, and it came the next day, and I got to listen to this the day of the show. But Blood of the Nations as well. Now, I wish I would have taken this with me and got this signed as well, but it is what it is. So to get ready for the KK's Priest, I'm not a fan. I don't think KK's Priest is bad. I just don't. It's not great. I've got both the albums, and I thought they were both okay. I listened to both of them a few times when I bought them, and haven't played them since. And when I've heard a couple songs pop up, you know, as I'm listening to random stuff streaming in the car, they just haven't grabbed me. So I was mainly there to see Accept. And by the way, Accept was fantastic. It was a 10 out of 10 show. They were so good. I was blown away. Of all of the legacy bands, and I mean bands that have been around since the 70s, they're probably in the top 3 that I've seen in the last 5 or 6 years. Mark Tornillo's in his mid 70s, and his voice is still on point. I just saw Judas Priest last year, and they sounded good, but you can tell that Rob had effects on his vocals. I mean, it was really noticeable, because I saw him the year before, and his voice was starting to go, and he really couldn't get the highs the same way. And it was fixed for this last time I saw him, but if you really listened, you could hear the effects. Mark Tornillo sounded fantastic. Wolf has been in the band since I believe 71 or 72. And man, he was still up there rocking it. He's still up there in his leather ripped. Fantastic. I'm not usually a fan of triple guitars, but they make it work. It's so good. I think the tour is already over now, but if you ever get the chance to see Accept live, highly recommend it. I love the Udo stuff, don't get me wrong, but this stuff with Mark Tornillo has just been fantastic. Anyway, I was hoping, since I would be backstage for the meet and greet for Accept, that I would see Shooter, Ripper or KK. So I brought my Ripper era Priest albums with me too. Unfortunately, they weren't back there, and I read that they're not doing meet and greets because KK just, according to Ripper, KK just doesn't need the money and doesn't want to do it. And then KK said that he doesn't hang out to sign stuff. He shows up right before they go on stage and leaves right when they're done. So anyway, the cool thing about the show was hearing them do some of the Ripper era songs that you'll never hear. They did, was it Welcome to Hell or Burn in Hell? They did one other song too. Bullet Train was the other song, if I remember correctly. I wish they would have done Cathedral Spires. That's one of my all-time favorite Priest songs of any era. It's a long song, though. It's 9 minutes, so I know why they didn't do it. But that was the good part of the show. When they were doing the KK's Priest stuff, I thought it was pretty boring. Like I said, I just think it's okay. But when they went into the Priest stuff, it was really good. Anyway, so I brought these with me as well. I listened to all these again for the first time in a while. But you've got, of course, Jugulator. This album gets a bad rap. Every time somebody asks me what the worst Priest album is, this is usually towards the end. But every time I listen to it again, I'm reminded that there's some really good stuff on here. But Demolition. And then without a doubt, Priest's best live album. This album is a 10 out of 10. If you've never heard this, it's a must-have. It's Judas Priest 98 Live Meltdown. Yeah, I know what you guys, everybody likes the live in Japan. This is better. It's 3 LPs, and it's just Ripper hitting everything and sounding perfect. This is Ripper's best performance, I think, that I've ever heard from him. Just amazing. But again, 98 Live Meltdown. Again, if you get a chance to see Accept, man, they were so good. That's pretty much it, though. I just wanted to show that stuff and kind of talk about the show. Take care, VC, and I'll see you soon.